Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to another edition of the NCCR podcast. My name is DeVandis Smith. One quick question. Who is this to my left or my right? Which one? Right or left? It's hard to tell.
I'm technically on your right, but I don't know how that's
Viewing coming in.
transposing onto the viewing audience screen.
Is none other than the great one herself. She is too good to be confined in one studio, so we have multiple studios.
We're at the downtown studio today.
Yes, 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 yes. You know, I like the
Apparently
downtown
in Chicago.
Studio. What?
Kind of looks like a Chicago skyline.
Kind of like
to me.
Lake Union, a little bit. A little waterfront.
Maybe.
Well, that's what I was going for.
Well, touche.
Okay. All right. How you doing, Miss Kim?
I'm good.
How was the weekend for you?
Good.
Yeah, we won't talk about Sunday though, but it was good.
Yeah, Sunday.
We will talk about Sunday.
Well, we will talk about
We will
Sunday.
talk about Sunday.
The good parts of Sunday.
Yes, 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 yes.
There were a handful of things that went on in the booth that were
Not so good.
questionable.
Yeah. Hey guys, hit the like button, subscribe, stay up to date with the latest and greatest of the NCCR podcast. The number
Mostly just latest.
Yeah. We had some great moments, don't you
We
think?
do. I thought Amanda last week was great.
Amanda was fabulous, and
I hear she's coming back. It's going to be the all-girl review while you're
it will be.
recovering
It
from
will
a
be. Yeah, man.
dust-up you're going to have in a couple weeks.
Get those shoulder worked on, and you know, Kim. To be honest with you, the way her energy was, I said, "Oh my God." I could see her and Kim just boom, boom, spitballing
Watch
off
out.
each other.
We might even have shirts made.
Uh-oh.
I'm not promising anything, but
Uh-oh. You're good for that one, though.
yeah,
You're really good for that one.
I do have a knack for having shirts made.
What name would you come up with for this?
The Commanda Hour.
Commander?
Mm-hmm.
Commander Hour. I like that. Or Commander Minutes.
I don't know. TBD. We haven't really dialed that in yet. We've just been tossing some ideas around.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Really, I am, because I think you two are going to knock it out of the park. And it give me a chance to stay on the back side of the camera instead of being out front.
In pain
In
from
pain.
his shoulder.
Yeah. You don't want to see me like this here. You know, I'm getting nervous.
I'm
about
already in pain for you. I have sympathy pain for you already.
Yeah. Well, you had some shoulder, you know.
I had some shoulder, but not like you're having.
Yeah.
Mine was bad enough.
Yeah. But you know, it's setting in, and I'm getting a little nervous
Oh,
now.
it's happening.
Oh yeah, it's definitely happened.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Kim. You know, Sunday is the prelude to Thanksgiving, and I think it's our second time doing this.
I believe
A
so.
testimony service,
Yeah.
and you know, in the Bible said they was overcome by the power of the words of the testimony of the other saints. And I just want to highlight two individuals because I really enjoyed their testimony. And first is Vicky. I don't want to call her last name, so I don't want her to be singled out. But
Oh, you kind of already did that.
well, there's plenty of Vickies,
Oh.
that's curling around. But the thing about what I liked about her testimony was how she shied away from life groups because of hurt. And, God dealt with her and, still dealing with her and overcoming the hurt. And, as you open up your heart to people, sometimes that's where the hurt can come from. And so she shied away from it, but now she's back into life group, and God is working a great thing. So, Vicky, thank you for sharing that, your testimony. And another one was Norm, the big fella, man. I was just like, Steph and I, we was in the cabin and just praising God for the testimonies of not only these two individuals, but others in there also. But I love Norm's testimony of how, just going out, just being there, and the people, they know your lifestyle. If you live it, people will, they will understand you. They would
Yep.
understand you. And when he was talking, it made it made me think about stuff when I was active duty, and even when I'm not active duty. Here up in the area, in the local area, I have friends be like, hey, I know you know the man, so uh,
Yeah.
could you say
Could
a
you
word, put
say
a
a
word
prayer?
in for
Yeah.
me,
Put a word in.
and
Yep.
how he was just willing to do that for non-believers,
Mhm.
but they were seeing the results of
Mhm.
the power of prayer,
Mhm.
and that's something that you cannot deny. When you're like, I was in pain, but
Now I'm
I'm no
not.
longer. Now I'm not.
So
What
something
gives? Something
changed.
happened.
Yeah.
And so Norm, continue doing what you're doing, man. And I like the second portion of his testimony when one of the workers, co-workers, like, I was hoping you would ask me if I needed prayer,
Yeah. Yeah.
because as you talk,
Mhm.
the word that's how the word of God spread. People was
Yep.
getting healed,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
People was getting healed, and so people start talking, talking, talking.
Mhm.
I'm quite sure the young lady, like, yeah, I was in pain. I was in pain, but he prayed. I'm an atheist, but something happened. Something happened.
Yeah.
Something moved.
I don't want to say it was God exactly, but I don't know what else it could have been.
Yeah, yeah. And so I thought those two, they really stood out to me, because there's a lot of church hurt, and there's a lot of unsaved people, and we're called to love on them
Mhm.
regardless.
Yeah.
You know.
And there were 3 questions that were going to be presented on Sunday, but we only got through 2, and they were, in what areas of your life have you experienced the love of Jesus this year? And where has God opened doors for you to make disciples? So, I think that anytime we have these testimonial Sundays, I really like them because you can hear how people have been touched, impacted, changed
Hmm.
by God, and I think it is very encouraging for both believers and non-believers to have somebody um, get up and be vulnerable in front of church
Yes.
and share that, because that can be a scary thing to do,
Hmm.
but that willingness to do that, I think, can help a lot of people as well, who maybe next time might get up out of their chair and do that same thing.
Yeah,
but
get that little urge to
but
go.
I think it's really an incredible thing to witness.
It is. It is. And I know for me, Kim, we have this thing. The cat is out of the bag. A couple of weeks ago, Pastor Steve let the camera, talking about the camera pitching, taking pictures and stuff, and dealing with our chasing strays.
Oh, the stalking Sunday.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah, and
in a
so
good way.
in a good way, in the most caring way, we
Yes,
stalk
the
you.
most caring way that you can be stalked
Yes,
is
that's
our
us.
motto.
Exactly,
We,
exactly. And so for me, Kim, we have this thing we call chasing strays,
hmm
and where if we haven't seen you in a while, you'll get a text or email or a phone
hmm
call from us. And I had the pleasure of connecting with one of our members. She's an online,
hmm
person, and so for 5 minutes we had a great, wonderful conversation. And half the time when you're doing things, you think you're doing a service, but you receive so much more
hmm
than what you give
That's
out,
true.
you know. And so I was talking with the young lady. Well, I'm calling her young, but she's up there. But I'm calling the young lady.
She probably appreciates that.
And the conversation was so great. I was like, "Hey, just checking in on you. See how you doing. See if we can pray for you, things like that." And she like, "Hey, we're good. Talking with the Lord every day. Enjoyed seeing." Pastor Steve and Pastor Ryan on the service and stuff, and we're still making it on. We're pushing on through.
There you go.
And man, I was about to hang up, like, oh, okay, but then she said something else, and we just continued to
hmm
talk. And I like, I'm gonna stay on this phone
hmm
until she get
Till
tired of
she's
talking.
till she's done. Yeah.
Yes, and
And what a
Kim,
good touch point, though.
yeah,
Right. And to your point, it only takes 5 minutes,
yeah,
but it can be so valuable.
yes,
And I do really think that's cool that we do that, because
yeah,
that's not a thing in a lot of
mm-hmm,
other places.
yep.
You just kind of go missing for a few Sundays, and nobody even.
No one bats an eye.
And
No,
then maybe when you show up, they're like, Oh, I
Oh,
haven't seen you in a while.
yeah.
Yeah.
Versus taking that initial leap and trying
Yeah,
to
we're much more
check on you.
proactive about that, which is
Yeah,
it's a good thing.
yeah. And I definitely love that about what we do here at North
Mhm.
Lake. And it makes you feel valued.
Mhm.
You know,
Absolutely.
and it really gives that sense of community. Like, wow, my people, they miss me.
Mhm.
You know,
That's my church.
that's my
Yeah.
church.
Yep.
Exactly, Kim.
Yep.
That is my church.
Yep.
They miss me. They think enough of me to send me a text or email or just a phone call.
Yeah, just to check in to see
Yeah.
what's up if I need
Exactly.
anything. Yeah.
Exactly, Kim.
Yeah, that's huge.
And that's what we're called to do, right? To care for the
Absolutely.
community and
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
love on each other.
Yeah.
We have the outside community and we have the inward community, which is the church body itself. We need to do that more often.
Mhm.
Some people sick and shut in. I know we have a ministry for that. Donna and Robbie, they had that up. But it's good to break bread with people.
Mhm.
Just hey, just thinking about you. Want to have dinner or take a meal to someone, or hey, you know what? If you can't cook like some people,
Like you,
well,
he's a really good cook. We've touched on that before.
buy a gift card or something.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to be an active participant in somebody else's life, and
Yes.
to reach out doesn't have to be a big thing. I think people just want that human touch, right? They just want that connection to be made, and that's an easy enough thing for all of us to do. You don't have to be part of the staff to do that. We have a directory online, and if you feel or sense that you haven't seen a person in a while, just shoot them an email if you're not comfortable calling. There's a lot of
Yeah.
ways to connect with people,
Yeah.
and they all work.
Did you say we have a directory?
Apparently, there's a directory on the
Where can that be found at?
this thing.
Oh, okay. All right. I was going to see if you're going to say it.
The
It's
app.
in the app. It's
Ugh.
in the app.
Every time I say the word app, an angel doesn't get its wings.
Oh, man. Hey, Kim, if you don't mind, would you read those 3 questions so we can leave it with the audience so they can ponder
Yes.
and think about these questions? How have these questions, if they apply to you?
Yeah. In what areas of your life have you experienced the love of Jesus this year?
Mm-hmm.
Where has God opened doors for you to make disciples this year?
Mm-hmm.
And the one we didn't get to in service was, how has God repaired areas in your life relationally, mentally, or emotionally?
Yeah. Those are 3 good questions
Yeah.
that you can chew on and just reflect back, because I think we're at towards the tail end of the season, and we could do a lot of reflecting back on what God has brought us from.
Well, and I was going to conjure up some Bible verses, but there's so many that speak to God being available for each of us, and what his plan is for us, and how much he loves us, and how we can turn to him in times of good, bad, all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I would encourage each of you to find those and kind of marinate in those.
Yes.
Because we all have something that we can be grateful for this time of year.
Yeah.
It doesn't, again, have to be a big thing. It can just be, today I was able to get myself out of bed and, do a thing.
Exactly, Kim.
It doesn't have to
Exactly.
be life-shattering, life-changing, or earth-shattering. It's just everything can be looked at as a gift. So
Yeah, and we don't have to wait towards the end of the year to be thankful. Should
No.
be thankful, daily,
every day.
every day.
Every day is Thanksgiving.
Exactly, exactly. All right, folks, that's going to wrap up the show. I can't wait. Pastor Steve is back in the country now to see what he's going to bring for us during the winter season.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's next. I haven't looked ahead.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
privileged to look ahead, so
What?
I mean, I could probably go knock on his door and ask him, but
I know, right? Hey, what
kind
you
of like the
got?
surprise.
What you got coming up here? All right, guys. That's it for this podcast. Tune in next week as we talk about, something that Pastor Steve said.
Hopefully I can murder a sermon title. I haven't done that in a while.
You haven't.
I mean, I'm off my game a little bit. So.
Yes, you are. Yeah.
Come on, Pastor Steve, give me something to
Yeah.
work with.
You know, I'm gonna have to reach out with your new counterpart.
Mm.
I think it'd be great to have a three-person team next week because I'd be fading out. She can fade in.
So there'll be three of us at the desk in downtown Chicago tomorrow. I mean, next week.
Lake Union.
Lake Union,
That's
sorry.
that's my story. I'm sticking to it,
Sorry,
Kim.
Lake Union.
All right, guys. You know how we do it. We are.